Gather, veterans. It's time to join the fight. The long war begins.
This is The Long War. I'm Rob Bear, and joining me once again are my partners in crime, Kenny Boucher and Wyatt Turk. What's up, guys?
Yo, dog, great to be here.
Yo, what's up?
Wyatt's back this week. He returned all his videotapes. I recently rented a movie from Amazon. It was Barbie, and
it's a funny movie.
I liked it, but at the end, it's like a rental, right? So you have this long to watch it, and I was like, and then it was over, and I was like, do I rewind it now? Like, is it just done? Is it digital?
No, they do all that for you, dude. Little hamsters in your Google Chrome do that for you.
Yeah. So that was interesting. I got it for $2 less because I had a digital discounts, because I guess at some point I was like, yeah, just deliver my stuff whenever. I don't care.
Oh, I had some coupons.
Yeah, and I never spent them. And then I was like, oh, that's what those were. Okay, maybe I'll do that more often. But yeah. So we're back. Interesting times out there. It's holiday times. Why are we here?
I don't know.
Why are any of us here?
I don't know. I wanted to take the whole month off.
Well, what would you be doing right now?
Me?
I don't know.
Any of you folks?
Or him?
Both of you.
I'm probably playing a game of 40K.
I was taking a nap right before this. I set an alarm and
Or napping.
I was like 5 minutes late because I slept through the alarm.
Neither of these are compelling.
Yeah, but both are necessary. Don't get me wrong. I like talking on the show. I mean, I feel like we've been doing this for like 10 years now. Actually, I think this is year 9.
But this podcast.
Man, I can't remember anymore. You know, I still own that domain.
We've been...
I've been paying for it.
You've been paying for somebody else's domain for 10 years, huh?
For 10 years, just out of sheer spite, because I paid for everything else for that podcast. And never got compensated for it. But got told my worth and how much I was worth and how much value I would have in the theoretical company that
made $0. Yep.
Oh, so can you change the domain name whenever you want to?
No, well, you can't. No, you can't change the domain name. You can like register a different one. You would own both.
Yeah.
Oh man.
No, like that's So yeah, we've been showing up every week and filming and recording a podcast for a decade. You and me.
Yes. That's true.
You and me. Rob and Kenny. 100 years. That's 10 seasons.
Guess half of that or so has been. It's been on here for like 4 years.
Speaking of, have you been watching the new Rick and Morty?
Yeah, actually, I'm like on episode 3.
It's pretty okay.
Yeah, I'm digging it.
Huh? Are the voices the same?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's a new person. After the first like 2 episodes, you're like, you forget that it's.
He was indistinguishable to me right out the gate.
Yeah.
Huh. It's like.
I think it's actually better voice acting, and like straight up.
A little bit.
Damn.
I've like watched a few of these people, like because those the voice acting before wasn't really voice acting. Like, yeah. And now you have like real actual voice acting occurring. So I feel like that actual script that has been written is being read better. It feels, if that's how it feels to me.
That makes sense. Also hilarious.
Yeah. But yeah, that's our season arc. That's our 1-arm man, Rob. 100 more years.
100 more years.
No breaks.
No.
Going straight through Christmas.
Instead of Szechuan sauce, it's going to be, no, we're not. Why are we still streaming?
He almost let me get through.
No,
we're TMT. So Kenny. The 14th, next week is our last week. And then we'll be back on. Then we'll be back on the 4th.
That makes sense.
One more week, dude.
Rob, you're your own boss. You can just say we're not doing it next week and we don't have to be here.
I mean, you can also just not be here if you don't want to. I'll do my own podcast by myself. I will fucking
the Kenny
AI
cast.
generate your ass.
Yeah, dude.
I'll write you a script and have your fucking AI voice bot respond to me.
I got rid of the voice bot.
I will say, "Hey, Rob, how's it going?" And then like I'm gonna have a response already loaded.
Yeah.
Can we do that just to see what AI Rob just be like? Just give it a prompt to like generate some news about miniatures and just see what unhinged stuff it comes up with.
It definitely comes up with some unhinged stuff. You just got to be. It requires adult supervision still, which is probably good.
Fair.
There's nothing wrong with that. So okay.
So one more week, and then we're off the air to the 4th, to the new year,
Mm-hmm.
and then we'll figure out what the fuck's going on in January. LVO at the end of that, like, toward the end of that month.
Also, we need to mention that the Adepticon tickets will be going on sale the first week of January.
First weekend of January, yeah, right around when our next podcast goes live.
Nice.
8th.
They pushed it back a lot.
On the 8th, I think, is when I have to double check, but I think it's that week, that first week after the new year. Adepticon tickets will be going on sale. Long War Doubles tickets will be available, and we are going to have some really dope swag for that. Part of the ticket price will be each team will get 2 sets of Long War logo dice in by Baron Dice. So there'll be that sweet resin.
That hot tech.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Are they going to be matte?
Yes,
finish?
They are matte. So that's another reason. They're square edge, they're matte, and they come in the sweet tins with the chevron pattern on them. They are looking fresh. And
I'm all about matte finish dice.
I like to roll those units around in my hand slowly.
I don't want to ever touch a gloss finish dice again.
Yeah, it's true. So what's really cool about them is normally those sets are like $25 each. So if you play in the doubles, you will get them basically at a very, very steep discount, you and your partner. And we'll have a few on for sale on hand too. If you come by that day at the event, you can pick some up. But that's what we got is what we got. So make sure to lock in your tickets in January. Write it down.
Makes sense.
Be there.
All promoting aside, let's jump into a.
Look, we gotta get paid, Kenny. You just did a whole TED talk on it earlier.
That's paid content. They have to pay to hear that content.
They have to pay to hear how to get paid.
Yeah. Yeah, like I'm gonna write a book called "How to Make $1 Million" from a guy who's never made $1 million.
This is gonna be good. I would buy that book.
Yeah,
and I'll be like, whatever he says, I'm not gonna do it.
It's like, hey, I'm 40 and I live with my parents. This is how you make $1 million.
Yeah, please.
Full disclosure, I've never made $1 million. Anyway, let's we got Wyatt back for an actual Would You Rather. So let's roll out our Peabody award-winning segment and roll out to Wyatt's Cave of Wonders and touch nothing but the lamp.
Yeah. I have to give a shout out to Lawrence, fan of the show. He submitted a fantastic Would You Rather. Would you rather every Monday morning you get a DVD in the mail with all of your dreams from the previous week on it, or a DVD with everyone else's dreams that you appeared in?
100% the dreams that I appeared in. 100%. Like it's too narcissistic. I need that. It's so indulgent. Like I need it. Like, is it time signatured? Like I know who dreamed it when.
Who and when, and like if you bumped into them at the deli or something, and
like, would it be like, fucking Kara Quinn in Colorado dreamed this on Friday night?
Yeah, why not?
Tight. Am I able to record or release any of this as content?
No. These DVDs are magical. They have magical anti-piracy software on them.
Fair.
Is that what that thing is before all those movies I watch?
Magic anti-piracy. Yeah, I feel like it'd be too interesting. obviously I'm gonna have to sift through some garbage, like some super inappropriate shit from people that shouldn't be dreaming those things. So I have to watch every second of this, I'm assuming.
Oh,
You don't
no.
have to.
Can I
watch
fast
any of it
forward
if you
through
don't
my
want to.
my like an inappropriate dream that my mom had or some shit?
I mean, yeah. I mean, you don't have to watch it if you don't want to. It's just like these are your options.
It's a slippery slope.
Yeah, I need to know what people are dreaming about. Like it's too interesting.
Hmm.
Well, you're right.
I mean, it would be fun. It would be fun content.
Bro, you know what the worst part's gonna be? Is like I'm gonna sit down and be like, all right, let's see what happened. It's just a blank tape. No one cares about me.
Oh,
Think about that. Week after
That's
week.
it.
All right, Friday, here we go. Again, no one cares about me. That's how the genie's gonna fuck me on this.
Dang.
He's gonna be like, you ain't shit. That's all. Like week 5, it's just gonna say you ain't shit.
Savage. No, I think I'd pick the same thing. Seems like it'd be fun.
I can never remember my dreams either, Wyatt. So you know what's gonna happen?
That's why. It's like sometimes you have this like feeling like you had a really fun, dope dream, but you can't remember it. Now you can.
Yeah.
This is what's gonna happen. Rob, do you remember your dreams very often?
Sometimes, yeah.
What's gonna happen is you're gonna just get a full on, just filled up reel every Friday. It's just gonna be all the dreams I can't remember. Turns out they've always been about you. You'll be like, this is
Dude, what if it's just all your dreams and then you just give that to your therapist and you're like, here you go.
Oh yeah. Here, figured it out.
What a great tool to have.
Just watch an hour of this. Pretend I was here. Tell me what I need to fix.
What do I need to work on?
Rob, it's gonna be wild, dude. You're gonna get your VHS, your magic VHS, and it's gonna be like, oh no, Kenny dreamed about me for 3 straight hours. This is gonna be awful, and it's just gonna be like us having tea together, like in a British period drama, like just talking all sophisticated, have like just enjoying each other's company.
Maybe
You're like-
Bridgerton.
You're gonna be like, this is
Bridgerton.
unexpected as fuck.
I don't feel like I want to be in Pride and Prejudice.
And then it's gonna
Downton
then it's
Abbey.
gonna pan out, and neither of us are wearing pants, and we both have erections. And you're like, okay, there it is. There it is.
I kind of miss that. I'm sad I went away that Carnival Row. Did you ever watch that?
Yeah. It's got
The
2
one with-
seasons.
Yeah, it had 1 season, and then there was like the pandemic, and then they came back and they did like 6 episodes and kind of tied it up, sort of. I think that could have gone places.
It was an interesting idea.
Yeah, I was definitely digging it, but at least they came back and gave people something before. Also, I didn't realize who's Orlando Bloom married to. Oh shit,
I don't know.
it was somebody wild, and I didn't. Oh, is it Katy Perry? I think it's Katy Perry.
Surprising.
It is wild.
I did not expect that. Hold on.
Good for him.
Yeah, it's Katy Perry.
That's it. Tiger Strike Painting confirms you over on Twitch. He says that.
Since 2019.
Oh, speaking of Tiger Strike painting, I heard something really funny the other day. Did you know there's a new slang going around called getting Ohio'd?
What?
Yeah.
No, I did not, but that tracks.
You want to know what getting Ohio'd means?
That means getting hold on. I'm gonna just guess. I'm gonna give me a guess. Give me
All
one
right.
guess. Getting Ohio'd is going to buy your meth and then find it out it's been cut with way too much baking soda.
Close, but no.
Oh my god, I knew I was close. What is it?
Yeah, no, it's like getting Ohio'd is like being exiled to Ohio for your bad behavior.
Not really. Who would ever be that cruel? Like that's beyond human.
Zoomers, apparently. That's their one of their new things. I heard
Zoomers
it,
get
and I was like-
exiled to Ohio?
I mean, or they think that people deserve to be exiled to Ohio.
Oh, they mean it like, okay. Because I was like, you
Yeah.
get exiled to Ohio because like you can't afford to live anywhere else. That's one way to get exiled.
No,
Huh.
they're like you made a social faux pas, like get Ohio'd.
Get Ohio.
That's the proper
Go to
usage.
Ohio. Yeah. Like you deserve to get Ohio'd.
What was the one that was floating around for a little bit where it's like, go get Canadian healthcare or some shit like that? Which was,
I don't know if I heard that one.
Repre walked me through that being a guy in Canada. Cause apparently like their whole thing now is like, you can get like assisted suicide through like their healthcare system.
Oh, well, that's actually a pretty savage insult.
It's savage. Some shit like that. Anyway, thank you. Would you rather, Jeannie? Rob, do you have any news for us?
I just want to know if Limp Bizkit is like a well-known band or not.
Oh my god, that was so good, right?
I know of them.
That was such a good. I was on TikTok.
Is this like are they like a well-known band?
I was trying to send that to both of you guys, but I was on TikTok and I couldn't get it to share properly. So I was like, "Fuck it, I'll just post this as a story."
Wait, what is this bit like?
It's like
It's
like where they get a bunch of Gen Z
is.
kids together and like they make them watch music from the '90s.
Okay, well,
And
they weren't alive.
It
for the
was
90s.
so fucking funny, dude. Like I would say like 3 out of 4 of them were like, "Yo, this is banging as fuck." They're like watching Break Things. They're like a couple of the songs. They're like, "Yo, this is like, is this a popular band?" They're like, "In the '90s, yeah."
Like a well-known band.
And one girl was like, "Nah, this is straight trash." I was like, "She's smart." She was like, "Why would you make this music? Why would you listen to this?" He's like, and I was like, "She's wise."
The rest of them were like all about it.
I mean, I don't know. The generational knowledge stuff is kind of funny. Like my brother is only 7 years younger than me, but he doesn't know why the save icon is the icon that it is.
Yes,
Oh,
he's never seen a floppy. Yeah,
I've never seen a floppy disk.
yeah.
I never thought about that. Sheesh.
Good call back, Rob.
Oh man, I'll tell you what. I saw that video. I was like, "Oh, that was a good one." All right. Well, let's talk about some stuff here. So I think we alluded to in the pregame or at some point. Pre-orders this week aren't pre-orders this week. They're actually next week on December 16th for the new Necromunda releases. They will be out on the 6th. So if you're looking for that sweet plastic Tauros Venator buggy action, well, you have to wait a week and then you can pre-order it. And then, well, you'll get it on the 6th of January, which also means, I guess, technically they could put the Kill Team Salvation box on pre-order for the 23rd, but then it won't even come out till January, which means they're yet behind on another release that they promised this year. That's the box that comes out. It comes with the Striking Scorpions and also the Space Marine Scouts that seem to be appearing in more and more Space Marine lists these days.
Scouts
so just kind
useful.
of, yeah, they are. It's kind of interesting to watch the Space Marine list morph. And actually, some Space Marine lists did really good over the week. I mean, not specifically Codex Marines, but some of the offshoots did pretty decent. We could talk about that here in a little while. I did want to mention, though, that obviously next week will be our last week. And then we'll take 2 weeks off into the holidays there for the new year. So, everybody have a good holiday and everything. But we're not going to be here, and maybe we won't be here next week. Who knows? Maybe Tequila Rob will come make a rare appearance and order some cheeseburgers from the bathtub.
Let's go
again. Let's fucking go. What are you talking about? I drank a bunch at where's that thing? Cherokee.
Yeah, I was there.
I didn't get. I don't think that was Tequila Rob status, but it wasn't. Was it?
Okay. Close.
I don't remember, man. I don't remember. Maybe that's the problem in general. So this week, Joy Toy put Grey Knight Strike Squads up on pre-order. Well, in the Teleporty Boys. What is that? Who are those guys? They're not intercessors. They're not inter something and others. The guys with the teleporters. I forget what they're called at this point. They're all up on pre-order over, and we're still waiting on the Dread Knight. Nobody seems to know where the Dread Knight is for Joy Toy. So definitely looking forward to that one coming out here very soon, hopefully. Battlefoam put out a couple of updates. They lowered their free shipping threshold from $500 to $200, which is pretty significant, to be quite honest with you. And they have kind of a new rewards program too that you can kind of keep track of on the website and everything. So if you've been thinking about scooping up some foam or some of them, the Magna Tray things, Magna Racks, those things are pretty cool. Definitely check that out because now might be a good time with the free shipping threshold. Star Wars Shatterpoint, if you've been thinking about checking out that game, the core set and the first 2 expansions are stupid, ridiculously cheap up on Amazon. I think the starter is $60 off again, which is like a solid handy. And the 2 first expansions are, I want to say $30, which is like $20 off. So basically you can get the starter and one of the expansions for the same price as the starter back in the summer, which is pretty good deal there. McFarlane announced pre-orders for new Space Marine action figures as well. They have an 8-inch, they call them mega figs, Terminator, both in an artist proof, the new, Leviathan pattern. So they're nice, big and chunky, and I'm sure they'd be a super fun project to paint as well. They're not that bad price for 8-inch figure. It's like $50, which doesn't seem bad in 2023, to be quite honest. They got them up on Amazon. You can also pre-order them from Entertainment Earth, Big Bad Toys, McFarlane.com, McFarlaneToys.com directly if you want. But, I think Amazon's the way to go as far as that goes. So definitely check that one out as well. And the Ad Mech are hitting stores. Ad Mech and Necrons are hitting stores this week. So GW just updated the points as well on them. Nothing too big that I noticed. I don't know if you guys dug deep into it, but based on kind of some of the changes that we saw, like Lich Guard aren't as big of a thing anymore. Probably not going to be, I wouldn't imagine. So a lot of their points went down. And that was kind of all that stood out to me, except for the new Ad Mech Sniper Dude 65 points. But I think he's probably worth it. Mr. Stiltman. We'll see if he starts sneaking into lists here going forward, because Necrons were a really interesting opponent to play against. But I think with the changes since the balance data slate, they kind of fell off a little bit. And I'm really interested to see what happens from here. As far as, kind of climbing out of that hole a bit, because they're definitely going to play different. Not so much on the big blobs. Cracking the blobs, as we like to call it, isn't really going to be a thing anymore. Also, Horus Heresy put out their FAQ. Well, I guess technically the second one since 2022, but probably you could argue that this first one that actually mattered based on the content inside of it. So if you have been following along with the Horus Heresy game, or you're actually still playing it, you probably already know about this. But yeah, it's there's some really good stuff in there. So definitely check it out if you haven't already, or if your online engagement groups aren't already talking about it there. Also, Atomic Mass Games put out preview rules for the Genosians, which are those insect duders. They're coming to Star Wars Legion. I want to say they were in February. Also, we saw that the date for the new Luke Skywalker Shatterpoint pack and Darth Vader Shatterpoint pack for the Galactic Civil War era will hit stores on January 26th. So definitely looking forward to those. Haven't quite seen all the rules yet. They've been a little tight-lipped on Luke and Vader's, but we've seen some previews for some of the other stuff that are in there, and they look good so far. Definitely looking good so far. And I guess the only other sale that's kind of still going right now, kind of in between, is Baron of Dice has a Naughty Dice list, so you can get up to 30% off of any of the dice sets on their Naughty list right now. So check those out. There's pretty good styles over there. A couple of things that I didn't expect to be so good and be on their discount list over there. And there's some things I expected, but I think there's definitely something for everyone over there. Not just necessarily 40K as well. So definitely might want to take the time to check that one out. So hopefully we'll see. And something else I wanted to mention too. The Advent calendar is back from Games Workshop, and so there'll be a new preview every day till the 24th. Now, the last time they did this, which was 2021, they did a preview on Christmas Day for the new Eldritch Omens box set, which was that Eldar Chaos box set that came out. And that was pretty fun, and that was cool. And, obviously Eldar is still in the process of getting an update for a lot of their models. But the way the previews were on day 7, the previews to this point seem kind of sporadic. So it's reminding me more of the Advent calendar from 2020 that had all sorts of stuff in it, from Sisters of Battle to Cursed City, which we didn't know at the time what that even was. Soulblight Vampires or Gravelords. What else was there? There was all sorts of stuff. And so that's kind of interesting to see that they might be spreading it all out, or it could be everything all in one box. It's really kind of hard to say. But like we talked about in the pregame, there's a lot on the horizon game wise, from Warhammer the Old World to, we know, basically the 12 books that are going to be out by summer of next year for Warhammer 40K. We know there's Flesh Eater Courts coming out, but after that, we don't really know much else for Age of Sigmar, which is a little concerning for some people. I don't really care either way personally. So lots of stuff on deck, but we're just playing the waiting game at this point. But don't be surprised if you see some sort of some sort of video and or article on Christmas Day for some sort of new stuff coming out in 2024. And then, of course, there will be a live preview at LVO the end of January.
Good job, Rob. Is that your whole news segment?
I mean, it's as much as I could find. There's not much out there.
I mean, that was concise and well said. Well stated, Rob. Appreciate you.
It's a little dry.
Now, Rob, to prove you're a human, can you pick out all the pictures that show a tree?
Yes.
This is not Rob AI. Or is it?
Or is it?
You don't know.
So do we have a what's new in FAQ segment you want to do?
Yeah, I mean, we can talk about
all right, well, let's hear from our sponsors real quick, and then when we come back, we'll talk about the stealth FAQ heard around the world. BaronofDice.com, the official dice sponsor of the Long War podcast. Use promo code LONGWAR5 for 5% off. If you're looking for a superior dice manufacturer, then look no further than Baron of Dice. Custom artwork, faction representation, and crisp razor edge square dice. Remember to use promo code LONGWAR5. Again, that's BaronofDice.com, the official dice sponsor of this podcast.
For the best game aids and peripheral tools for wargaming, check out our friend J15Games.com. From wound counters and dials to faction rule trackers, these are the coolest tools out there. Designed to be functional and intuitive, these tools help you stay organized and speed up your game. Their flagship product, the Nesting, Movement, and Combat tool, is absolutely amazing. A magnetized measuring widget that splits into 3 different sized tools for every situation. And you can get it in 8 different colors. J15 also offers custom ordered dice trays made from hardwood and leather. Check them out at j15games.com. That's j15games.com.
And we're back. I don't know if this is normally where Wyatt would lead us in an FAQ. I don't know. I'll call you. Are you prepared to lead us in an FAQ review, Wyatt?
No.
I'm gonna pass this one off to Rob. Rob, who is an adult and not an AI, please tell us how to feel about this current situation of development.
I mean, I think it's good overall. there was a few irregularities, I guess you could say, in the oh, that's the points. We don't want the points.
I have a lot of irregularity in my life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You should strive to be more regular.
I'm trying to be more regular, but
I can just go down the list here. Basically, I think what we could blanket statement this is that in the Blood Angels book, the Death Watch book, the Space Wolves book, and one other one I'm not remembering right off the top of my head, Death Watch, Space Wolves, Dark Angels, and Blood Angels. Yeah, there was a lot of characters and things that it was a little confusing what squads they could join or if they could even join squads. And Games Workshop put out the index card errata version 1.3. The last time they updated it was, I think, July 26th. And basically everything in red, they updated the index cards for. So it's cool that they put this in here because, you know, if you bought the packs, you can at least, you know, maybe cut this out and stick it on your thing or whatever. Or you can re-download the whole set and, you know, reprint them out. But things like some of the Blood Angel characters, they put new bullet points in. Like, for instance, they didn't change Mephiston, I don't think. No, they didn't change Mephiston. So like Dante can now be put in with the Assault Intercessors with jump packs, which makes sense, right? Because why the
literally what he is.
Yeah, it's like, dude, why? So a lot of this makes sense, and it's cool that they actually updated it as well. So cool stuff like that. Then there was a few changes. I think the one stuff I noticed. That's
a solid use of English.
I'm not a talkologist. The Corvus Black Star can now take Centurions for Death Watch, which is kind of neat.
Hell yeah.
And then they specified the attached unit. So like if a character can be a character unit from your army with the leader ability can be attached to Stern Guard or Vanguard. It can be attached to this unit instead. So basically they could go in a lot of the kill teams now, it seems like, which was kind of cool too. So they just kind of blanket statement that. And then what was the other thing? Grey Hunters, ranged weapons for Space Wolves. The grab gun goes to damage 2, which kind of makes sense. I think there was just little stuff that they're just kind of bookkeeping this. Now, chances are we're not going to see a balanced status slate this month, even though we should, because the last one was out in September. So it's probably going to be a January thing, which is going to
probably due to the proximity to LVO, though.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, in theory, you would want it out well ahead of LVO. So hopefully we see it in early January so people can still play test.
They've already mentioned end of January.
But that's when LVO is.
No, LVO is like the 16th. Set to not 18th to 19th.
Okay, I got my dates. So LVO is the middle end.
Yeah, like so it's not so they're LVO has unfortunately been in a situation more than once where like this is a kind of it's a feel bads, even though it doesn't mean it doesn't mean anything if like the balanced data slate comes out, but it's too close to the event, so we don't use it. Yeah. But the emotion sucks. It sucks to go to an event playing non-existent rules. Like, because the whole point of a competitive event is you're playing like the most fresh, current, up-to-date, hot tech, right? And you're playing a set of rules that doesn't exist. So that kind of low-key puts an asterisk on the accomplishment. And you, at least in the, you know, at least in my heart. And I feel like a lot of people agree with that. So if you put it out right now in this month, it's irritating because it's not enough time potentially to prepare for something, especially considering like we got the holidays and everything. So that sucks. So kind of the only move is to put a gap in the update, do it at the end of the month. If you're trying to support LVO and the prestige of that event and how many people play and how it's the biggest singles event historically.
Well, half of the season was basically playing these rules anyway, so you might as well just
kind of fucks it a little bit, right? Like it's the season closer.
Yeah. I can see it both ways, but I think if they work together, which is what they should do, which traditionally in the past
They have not.
Well, GW hasn't really worked with anyone as far as updates, especially LVO, which you think they'd have a little closer relationship with.
But GW's back, and they've been back for years. They've been slowly getting closer and closer to the community, and which is good objectively in the grand scheme of things, because the closer to the community, the company that makes the game is, the more aware they are of our fucking hopes, dreams, and desires, and and it's faster for them to get turnarounds on it. And this has been the fastest shit ever since 8th dropped.
Oh yeah.
So now has been like the most responsive to our needs they have ever been. So this is progressively a good thing, but it is kind of irritating to think that like the people, which is like the community, built the infrastructure for the last decade after GW left us, and GW gets to kind of just slot right back into that. That's irritating to me, though it doesn't mean much. Like, it's just, I'd like to see a little bit more transparency there.
Yeah, I
like there, once, like, I'd like a GW live stream to be like, shout out to fucking, people like Reese, like, he's a close personal friend of mine for fucking almost 20 years. You know what I mean? Like, thanks for fucking believing in this while we didn't. People like you guys. And they like listed a bunch of people who are like historic, like over the years. You know what I mean? Like, it'd be so tight. It'd be so fucking tight. Even though it doesn't mean anything, it's not like it's just nice. That's the part that kind of low key irritates me about GW is they kind of pretend that like nobody's out there fucking doing it,
I don't know. I think, yeah. And, when you see the articles and they're like, so-and-so painted this, there's never a link to their platform or anything like that. It's always just this person, or if they just don't even say it, which is also for something that in the past we have been chastised for, supposedly not sourcing things, to just willy-nilly accept it from Games Workshop when it's a standard that I feel like you got to give credit to people for, and you always should. That you should definitely do that as well.
Yeah.
But hey, GW can do no wrong in some people's eyes, and other people's eyes, that's all they do.
Hey, and other people's eyes can't do any right. Yeah, like,
you gotta live in the middle there, or else you just
just gotta acknowledge what's going on in real time. Like some days GW just makes the greatest decisions I've ever heard of. Some days they don't.
Some days they're a real.
It doesn't change the fact that we've dedicated the greater portion of our life to the fucking existence of fucking a game system and lore, fucking like set that they created. Like, it's like, that's what's weird to me is like somebody at GW definitely thinks like people like me and Rob hate them for sure. Some guy there, but it's like, bro, we love GW. we're grateful for their existence. Like, some of the fondest memories of my life, are because they exist. The friendships I've made around communities that wouldn't have existed without Space Marines and orcs and shit existing. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, I just want GW to always bring the heat, and that's why we call them on that shit, and we're never going to get sponsored by.
Yeah, I think it's easy to point out faults in something, but I think it's also a good idea to be like, hey, maybe do it this way this time, or anybody can point a finger, but if you offer a solution like, it would have been better if you did it like this. Like, I think in a lot of cases, GW isn't out there polling, right? They're not polling.
I said polling. I was like, yeah, GW does not poll.
No, they're not polling stores to see what their needs are. They're just like straight, we're doing this. Get on board, right? And, maybe that isn't the best. Like, one example, their new want list sheet, what have you, survey, I guess. It's basically a Google form or Google survey from what I've been told. So every week a store gets this link to a Google survey, which I'm sure we all, Kenny, Wyatt, you guys know what a Google survey, you filled these out before, it's not strange, but to a lot of folks that have game stores, they've never used a Google survey. They don't understand what it is. They don't understand that they have to fill it out. They have to hit submit, and then it goes to some magical place and where all the beans are counted. And then GW spits out how many of these things they can get. So apparently they've had a real problem with folks not understanding this technology. Like, even though it seems pretty basic to us.
Guess there's a lot of boomers who own game stores.
I mean, I don't know if I throw that term around, but like, when you want to implement something on a scale, it's good to have like some sort of notice / instructions, or even a walkthrough video. They didn't do any of that. They just put out an email and they said, "This is what's happening," and that was it. And it was vague, and you didn't even understand. And then you got an email.
Same guy who writes the rules wrote the email.
I mean, I guess so. So, maybe a little bit more thought could have put into something like that. Like, what is the technology interfacing level of, our accounts? Maybe a little bit of training, like, hey, this is a Google form. If you have any questions, here's some help links, blah, 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 blah. And it probably would have gone a bit smoother, but, just little stuff like that.
Hey, constructive criticism, GW.
So, yeah, that's kind of how I think that should have gone. So, yeah, they did update some stuff, which was good. Also the Necron and Ad Mech rules, which I don't know if any of us can really super dig into, because, I mean, I'm not even reading these codexes anymore. I'll play somebody. I'll play a Necron player with a new book, and I'll be like, all right, man, hit me. Let's see what happens. Explain to me how this shit works. Because I got barely enough time to hobby on my own shit, much less figure out somebody else's thing.
Rob finally figured it out, Rob. I mean,
what?
Wyatt.
Yes, he evolved.
He finally figured it out. I was like, wait, did you hear what he just said? He just said,
all the 10th edition.
He just said, like, fuck it. I don't have time to learn this other guy's rules. I'll just fucking play what I'm playing. He'll play what he's playing. I'll just trust him on the table. Take him at face value.
Yeah, but if I think something's egregious, I'll look it up myself.
Yeah.
I'll be like, hey, I don't think that's how that works.
Yeah.
That doesn't sound right.
Yeah. He's doing it. I'm proud of the guy.
But I'm not this 40K, playing 40K is my fun, right? Mm-hmm. It's not what I want.
You finally figured out how to make it more fun.
Well,
you don't need to control everything. You just need to control what you can, which is your army and your rules. I'm fucking proud of you.
But it's different when if you're going to events.
He doesn't like it because he feels like I'm mocking him.
Competing in these things, and you have to it's literal news. If I play a game at a tournament and I do something wrong, obviously I'm cheating.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're a notorious cheater.
And I'm a cheater, and I try to get over on somebody when it could have just been an oversight, or it's
never an oversight with you.
Yeah, stop.
Just like go to a tournament, but in the BCP app, you should just like make a fake name.
Rolo Tomasi.
Yeah. Mike Concho.
Good old Mike Concho. Spread my butt cheeks for Playgirl magazine.
You should try it. See what happens.
No. So, it had, when you have that much, I guess when you have that much external pressure, like, it's just not fun. Like, I don't want to play in tournaments. Not at all. I'll go play some pickup games and stuff. I'll be a ringer. I've been a ringer a couple of times at the local store, but they're going to get full points anyways, no matter what happens. So it's all good.
I think you should go to some tournaments.
What's that?
I think you should go to some tournaments.
Nah, absolutely not, dude. It's not fun for me.
Why?
Well, first of all, like, to be that dialed in and be that, like,
how much of your enjoyment of 40K is winning the game?
All of it.
No, not at all.
That's my answer.
Well, then why does it matter?
Because it matters how I present and how
it's too much stress for
it is too much.
Do you know how much money it costs to drive plays? Like, how many lizard suits do you think he goes through in a day?
How many what?
Lizard suits do you think he goes through in a day? You know what I'm saying? Like, he can't just like willy nilly just be like, "Yo, I'm gonna travel to this location." And have you ever shared a room with Rob?
Yeah,
Yeah, he has.
multiple times.
Yeah. Do you know that he can't sleep laying down like the Elephant Man?
Kenny's just making shit up.
That's real, dude. Don't even hit me.
I'm actually jealous because Rob can go to sleep like instantaneously.
He has to sleep sitting up in a chair or he dies.
Well, no, I mean that's if I got the sinuses.
You've had the sinuses for 12 years.
Sometimes.
I don't know. We were at Adepticon and he would go over on his little heat rock that he made in the corner and he would just fall asleep instantly. And I was like, God damn, I'm so jealous of that. It takes me like an hour and a half to fall asleep.
He is a good sleeper. Yeah.
So good.
Also, it's impossible to draw a dick on his face without him waking up.
Yeah, you don't want to start with me out.
Do not. He will fucking. He will go. He will be at 11, like instantaneously. You're just fucking around trying to Sharpie a dick on his face.
Nobody wants that.
He'll have a knife in his hand already, like full on spider monkey.
Anyways, no. So playing Internums is not my idea of fun.
It's real stressful. Now that I understand why this is so stressful for you.
I get it.
I mean, it's like GW says, you always have to be on.
Mm-hmm.
You're always on. And I don't want to always be. I'm always on during when I'm sitting here. I'm always on. Like I don't want to be when I'm not. And the thing I love is when I go down to the game store, which this is an occupational hazard. It's not. It's there's worse problems to have, but everybody wants to talk about Warhammer and the latest rumors and this and that. And I'm like, yeah, I just did that for like 10 hours today. Let's talk about it.
I'm telling you, you gotta get an alias and a disguise.
He's got to be in a disguise. What do you mean?
Yeah, you gotta have an alias like Mike Honcho. Get you a wig, fake mustache, sunglasses. You can go anywhere. You can be anybody you want to. What if you just got like a beard, like a fake
Can I
beard
be Rob?
that looked pretty good? Nobody would ever recognize you because like you're not that kid from Spiky Bits anymore. You're just some guy with a beard.
No, I think as somebody in chat saying something, don't get me wrong. I just because I don't want to play in Warhammer 40K tournaments when that is part of what I do during my day job doesn't mean I don't like my job in the aspect of content creation. It's just I don't want to always be on. Like think about that. Like that's a little much.
I do. Like that's 100% my life.
I do. I do too. I like going to these events and talking to folks and things like that. But, sometimes it's like, hey, man, I just want to have my fun too.
It's crippling stress. I get it. We're going to go to Cherokee Open together in February.
We're not going to Cherokee Open. You can go to Cherokee Open.
You're not going? What the fuck, man? We've been talking about this for weeks.
No, we haven't. You just said it for the first time.
Why? I feel like I've said this before.
Yeah.
Did you guys come up with this plan? You're like, we're going to ambush Rob.
I thought that was the plan.
No, we're like, I'm close to you now. I will go to your house and road trip with you like a hobo because you don't fly. We will go drive to the mountains. You're going to take me to that crazy ass town you guys stopped in that last time.
We didn't stop there.
We got to stop this time.
We're stopping this time. I'll be there so it's not as sketchy.
I mean,
we're going to get out of the car and we're going to take a selfie in this town. And then we're going to get in the car and we're going to finish our drive.
We got to take a picture at Christmas Town.
We got to where we have to take the picture is where the last streetlight ends.
Oh, that last streetlight.
So that's where we get out and we take the picture.
The hill and then back down.
So in front, it's like a normal town. Behind us, the empty void of darkness.
I'm so in on this. Are you not going to Cherokee? This whole plan is me. I'm going to meet up with you and drive there with you, dude.
All right, man. Whatever. Fine. I mean, if you come here, let's do it.
I'm going to do this. I'm not even fucking
Okay.
around, dude. I'm like, we're planning this, dude.
Kenny, you're just gonna change your mind next week.
No,
I'll just wait it out.
That's why I was asking you, do I fly to Charlotte? Where do I go? Where's the fucking airport I'm supposed to meet you at? Like, you guys told me Charlotte.
I mean, Charlotte's probably better to fly into.
Yeah, and then you
it's halfway
scoop me
between-
up on the way, just like you got Wyatt last time.
Mhm.
I feel like we've talked about this.
Mm-hmm. We could talk more about it.
We're doing this. I'm gonna fly to fucking Charlotte. If you're not there, I'm gonna be so mad at you.
I'm gonna be so mad at you. Just wait longer.
I will. I'll wait forever if I have to for you.
This is getting weird.
I'm just gonna watch my fucking save dream files of all the dreams you don't have about me.
Dude, I dream about the weirdest stuff. The fact that I remember it is even more shocking.
Okay. Fuck this show.
I dream about 40K all the time. Just all the time.
I'm mad now. I don't want to do the show anymore. Fuck this thing. This guy's gonna abandon me in goddamn Charlotte. Not even taking me to the murder town. That's all I want.
We could meet the Mothman, dude. You don't know. Like,
this is like Appalachia, right? Appalachia. This is like the Appalachia town, right? It's like an authentic.
Can we make like a trip of it and go to the Mothman town?
Dude,
Point
it's
Pleasant,
funny
right?
because me and Kenny have literally driven like right past. We've driven through there at Adepticon. Neither of us knew that was.
Oh, yeah, we weren't into cryptids
must
yet.
go to. Yeah, we have to go at some point.
Like,
I mean, from here to there, you drive through there. I know where it is now. Huh?
I would drive through there.
No, not from Florida, but from here in North Carolina. If you're driving to Chicago, you probably drive through there.
We've been through West Virginia plenty of times. We weren't caught up on cryptid knowledge. Like, so we didn't realize.
That's true.
We weren't like.
We were in ground zero.
Ground
we
zero,
didn't even know it because we had to take that detour.
Oh yeah.
Through the hills on the other side of the river.
You just said you were like, not today, bitches, and you fucking figured out your own way.
That was yeah.
She was. You want to go on a weird adventure with Rob? He doesn't even use maps, GPS is nothing. He just fucking.
He checks his doorbell camera while he's driving.
Yeah, that's it.
That was 100% true. He did that multiple times. I was scared.
He just knows where he's going, man. It's that.
You just gotta see who's at the. There was an interloper in my yard the other day.
A person?
Like, yo, dog. Mm-hmm.
What was he doing?
Well, what I didn't realize was
Delivering packages.
No, he was definitely not
casing
doing that. So from the way back, the way I have it now is it's kind of lit up at night. So like you could kind of if you're back on the back street coming across and walking in the field, and you kind of look up, you can kind of see the street, and you can kind of see like a lighted path through like the darkness because I kind of keep it lit up so I can keep an eye on things. And apparently that just means you can just walk through my yard to the street, which does happen from time to time, but it's just a little sketch to just see some random dude just walking, just strolling on through.
Going to check you open. You heard it here first. Yep. All right, let's fucking end this show. Wyatt, you want to take us out of here?
Rob.
So that's it for this one. For exclusive content, early access videos, and more, head on over to thelongwar.net and become a veteran today. P.S. Also come to Long War Doubles at LVO and Adepticon this year.